Hello, entrepreneurs. Let's talk business plan. Okay, so everybody knows about a business plan, and now we have AI. AI will spit you out a business plan that is impeccable, remarkable. It will help you to, I guess, get funded. I say it that way because while I know AI will do a great business plan, I'm not sure I see the purpose. Call me crazy, call me old fashioned, and I will be honest, I do not completely like AI, although I can appreciate some of the benefits, right? At the same token, what I do understand is that the business plan is for you, the entrepreneur. You've never run a business before. You've worked for companies. You have worked in certain industries. You know how your particular job functions. You got that down pat. You know you were an asset to your company. You know you are an asset in business, and you know that you have a great idea. Those are all things that you know. However, how do you bill a client? If you're not the accounting person, if you're not service based and your service is accounting, bookkeeping, billing, that is something that you will know you need, but you will not know how to put together. You'd be surprised. And then a lot of people might say, I need a detailed one. And now you're trying to figure out how much detail. Do you know how easy it is to get stuck on something, on a task that you're not familiar with because you want it to be professional? Now, your business plan says you're going to do A, B, C, or D. But since AI wrote it for you, 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, you're not going to read what AI put together. One of the services that I offer with my business is business plans. I used to write the business plan for the client, and then I realized that the person that they would go into the banks, they would go places, and they was like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know you put this in here, and I didn't know you put that." Instead of going back and reviewing and placing the responsibility on his or herself to read it and know it before they walked in to talk about it, they would come back to me and ask me, why did I put? That's the purpose of the business plan. The business plan, a good business plan, will drive you through your business, different steps, different scenarios, from competition to the way you bill, how long you allow the customer to owe you, to how you handle the accounts payable, how you pay bills, what financial system you use, whether you use QuickBooks Online, whether you're going to use Drake Accounting, whatever software, the product that you sell, how much it's going to cost, when will your company break even, what are your methods of advertising, how are you going to make sure that you retain clients, how are you going to be different than your competition, your mission statement, your statement of purpose. Out of the mission statement, you'll pull your 30-second elevator speech that you'll use whenever you're trying to gain new clients. It will ask you, what is your 5-year plan? What is your 1-year plan? What is your 10-year plan? Everything. All of the things that you're not going to think about in your excitement to open your business. Now, like I said, AI will put together you a great one. And then most of the time it asks you for financials. And that's where a lot of people will get stuck. Don't get me wrong, I still do the financial portion, but I'm not going to complete it without you understanding it, without us putting hard numbers to the paper to say you need 25 people that pay this amount. If you are a product-based business, how long do you retain product before it goes on sale? And then what did you get it in as cost? How are you depreciating everything? Are you using, when it comes to inventory, are you using first in, first out, or last in, first out? All of those things. And all of that matters. How is your business going to be structured? Is it an LLC or is it a corporation? Most people jump for the corporation. But then what they don't know is that if you're set up as a corporation, you must pay yourself. And I don't mean that little funny stuff you do like moving money here and there or paying a bill out of it, because technically when you pay a bill out of corporate funds, you are stealing from the company. That's called embezzlement. And it is still a crime even though it is your company. So many things. That's why a great business coach will walk you through the business plan so that you understand. And when you understand the business, you might say, well, if I do all of that, I might as well run everything myself. No, because the more you understand, the better decisions you will make. And you will make better decisions that grow your money, and it will allow you and it will push you to spend 80% of the time doing things that only the CEO and the owner can do. And you will be forced to outsource the 20% because you'll realize my time is better spent bringing in the clients than it is sitting there trying to put the numbers together because I can pay someone to do it. The benefit of paying a company to do it is that you're not hiring an employee at the beginning until your business is ready for that. This is all part of the business plan. The business plan will ask you about salaries. The business plan will ask you how will you do payroll. You want to understand everything about that business plan because in the business plan is your business. There's answers in that business plan. The minute you get into trouble, and trust me, every company, no matter what kind of company it is, will go through a period where it will have to pivot, scale back, or where the sales will not be as high. That's just part of business. Think about it, it's part of life. You work at the same job for years and you make the same salary, yet if you look throughout 2025, you're going to find times where your cash flow was great, and you're going to find times where your cash flow was not so great. And it had nothing to do with your salary changing. You know why? Because that is life. Life will have ups and downs, just like your business will. And when you have a great business plan, now you have a foundation, a place where you can pivot, change directions, change course, improve, and still keep moving without having to close and lose your dream. It's been your girl, the Queen Bee. Business plans. We need to talk. You need to call me. It may not be what's popular, but it is definitely what's going to make your business thrive. And that's my job. My business is literally making sure that not only your company survive, but that it will thrive.